I heard the late Bishop G. E. Patterson say this. He said, "A fall in and of itself may not be sin. You just have to find a way to bounce back." I don't know what may have caused your fall, your stupor, your tough place, your rough spot, your horrible pit, your miry clay. I don't know what commenced that bad season in your life, whether it was self-induced or whether you just got hit by the old adage, if it ain't one thing, it's another. But we have to find a way to bounce back. You got to bounce back. You got to put one foot in front of the other. You got to come on back on the comeback trail. The past presiding, the former presiding Bishop Emeritus of the Church of God in Christ, Bishop Charles Edward Blake said this in a lot of his sermons. He said, the easiest way to get back on your feet is to get up one time more than you've been knocked down. You got to bounce back. Micah 7 verse 8 contains these words. It says, "Rejoice not against me, mine enemy." Don't you throw a party. Though I fall, I shall arise. I'm going to bounce back. My wife and I were in Atlanta many years later. We're Memphians. And the person that wrote the song for Kevin Davidson, and well, I don't know who wrote it, but Kevin Davidson and the voices of Binghamton then became Kevin Davidson, Apostle Kevin Davidson, and whatever his choir was. They recorded Bounce Back. Kevin's a Memphian, so they played his song until they wore it out here in Memphis. And while the song was very old to us in Memphis, Tennessee, my wife and I drove to Atlanta years with an S later after his hit. And we cut on the gospel stations in Atlanta, just wondering, seeing how they vibe and everything. And we heard Bounce Back here. Went to another gospel station. They were bouncing back there. We hear a couple other songs on another station, and before long, Bounce Back came again. I said, so wow, Bounce Back is old to us in Memphis, Tennessee, where Apostle Kevin Davidson calls home. These folks in the ATL were vibing that Bounce Back still. And maybe that's a word for those of us across the country, whatever state, whatever place you may reside. You can bounce back. You don't have to stay in that spot. You don't have to stay in that fix. You don't have to stay in that rut. Heard one person say that the only difference between the rut and the grave is the timing. Well, you can recover from a rut. You can't recover from the grave. So we're going to do something. We're going to bounce back out of the rut, out of that corner, out of that pit, out of that horrible turn of events that we're going to bounce back. You got to get back up. You got to be resilient. And though you fall, the Bible says a righteous man falleth 7 times. And that 7 doesn't mean that you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's symbolic. It's metaphoric. It's just said we'll have countless falls. But you don't have to stay down. Heard Bishop Jake say once, if you can look up, you can get up. So look, I'm giving you this word on today. And that's the charge for so many of us. I don't know what your situation may be, but whatever it may be, you got to bounce back. That's the word for the day. Bounce back. Be blessed.